My presentation is going to be designed in a way where I want to show you some of the early objections from the creative team about Aprimo and how we addressed it. So one of the next things that threw everybody off is the designers were saying, wait, what do you mean? I can't do anything until I get an Aprimo task? That was very unusual for them because they're used to talking to the client or the requester. And so this was very strange. They were just used to doing everything offline. But what's interesting is over time, what I came to find was that the designers started to complain whenever they would get offline requests. So whenever you email them and said, hey, could you make this change on this particular piece? They would say, sure, I can do that. Could you send me an Aprimo task? So it got to the point where very quickly, they rather have tasks in Aprimo rather than get offline work. Now, why? Well, Aprimo organizes the work for the designer, so they don't have to think about it, okay? This actually allowed Pacific Life to repurpose a full-time worker. We used to have a traffic person to dole out tasks to different designers at different times. That person was able to take on other responsibilities because Aprimo did that job for them. It allowed them to make their own decisions about what tasks that they could take. So they didn't need an additional person to do it. Also, offline work, and this was big, cannot be tracked or prioritized. Okay, and what that meant was that back in the old days when a designer would get like 3 different requests from different people, obviously the client that complained the most would probably get the priority, and it just caused a squeaky wheel syndrome. And so to avoid that, once everything is in Aprimo, we have all projects prioritized. So even with every individual design task, the designer can see which projects are the highest priority and do those first. So it really took a lot of the old way of doing things out of the process, and it just made everything more efficient.